What do you do if an appraisal comes back low? And I guess this could be if you're buying the house or if you're selling the house. For us, we're selling one of our flips and the appraisal came back low. So there's two reasons why an appraisal comes back low. Well, I guess there could be more, but we're just going to talk about these two reasons because these are the two main points, right? The property is listed way over asking price or way over everything around it. That's the first reason. The second reason is the appraisal's being a dick. And it's not overpriced. It's just, I don't know where they pulled their comps from because they don't make sense. In our case, the appraiser is being a little silly, right? So I guess why is he being silly, right? So as an investor, you as a homeowner, you can look, let's just say, I can't say the numbers because it's a flip that I said I'm going to give a gift card on whoever guessed what it sells for. And I can't say the actual numbers. So we're just going to use other different numbers. So let's say you listed your house for 100K and everything else around it is selling for 100K. The market's hot. You get an offer for 120. And then here comes your Mr. Appraisal guy and he appraises the house at like, I don't know, something stupid because this was stupid in our case. And he appraises it at like 85 when these things around you just sold for 100. And to make matters even worse, the houses that sold around you, they're outdated, really outdated. One's kind of dated, but they all have old windows, old roof, old everything, right? The one even had a sewer issue, right? So they're not good comps. Granted, these are the houses that are right next door, so that's probably why they use those comps. But you can't compare a house that's literally all new with new, literally everything, to two houses that are outdated with bad windows, bad roofs. Just the outdated part is just ridiculous. And then even to make it all worse, we appraised for lower than the outdated houses, right? Just obnoxiously insane. And there's literally the house that we comp to is 2 streets away, exact same house, not quite as updated, and we were under that. So let's just say that house sold for 110 and we listed ours for like 100. So I'm not giving it away if you know the numbers and what I'm talking about. So I guess what can you do, right? Guess what it comes down to is like, what do you do if an appraisal actually does come low and it just literally doesn't make sense? Like any person, you can be like not even in real estate and you're comparing like this tape measure to the super glue and say they did do the same thing. And by the same thing, I mean the same price, right? It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. So what do you do? So you got 2 options, right? Well, I guess you got 3 options. And this is kind of what we're going to do. So we're just going to challenge the appraisal, right? Because they came back to us like, oh, yeah, the house appraised for like stupid low. Might as well just give it to you for free. So at this point, we want it for that price. So obviously, the housing market is insanely hot right now. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to tell them and that we want them to challenge the appraisal, and we'll come down a little bit on what they offered because they did offer over asking, but their offer, we had like 12 offers, and I think 5 of them were all at that price that they were at above asking. So that's essentially what you do. You challenge the appraisal and maybe give them a break on the price. If you're super confident like we are that house will bring that in, we're just going to tell them you either pay this much, you come up, because they had a appraisal guarantee, but it wasn't high enough, right? So what's going to end up happening if they don't decide to take it, which it'd be dumb because the only other house that's on the market is for sale for the 100K. Granted, ours had the sale price of 120, right? But that one at 100 is completely not outdated. So think about how much it takes to put in a new kitchen, new bathrooms, new floors, repaint the whole house, a new roof, new windows. I can keep going. Right? How much it takes that compared to spending $20K extra on that house, right? Just kind of throwing it out there. So that's the one thing we can do, right? We throw it back to them like, yeah, that's the price. You can either bring the cash, or like the other option, if they don't decide to take it, is what ends up happening. We just put it back on the market, and we pretty much put it mandatory if you come in above our asking price, because our asking price is still going to be 100, because that's how you build a little competition, right? You price it 5-10K under what you think you're going to sell it. And that's what we've always done, right? The reason why we did it the way we priced it is people usually set like thresholds, right? And that's usually at those big top round numbers. So at 100, 200, 300, 400, and in the 50s, right? What their max payments are to buy a house. So we always, if we're, let's just say at that like 100 mark, we want to be a hair under it. So that way we make sure that we hit every single person that is, you know, right under that 100 mark, compared to if you're just over that 100 mark, you're missing out on a whole big group of people over here. And this whole group of people that are maybe going to like 150, they're not really going to care about your house that much at the 105, because they're looking at stuff that's at 150 and it's a different caliber house. So way off topic on that one. Took a little turn there, but that's essentially what we're going to do. If they don't accept that offer, if they feel that the house isn't going to appraise and they don't want to bring the extra money to meet us where we're at, we're just going to put it on the market and say that we're only accepting offers that have X amount of appraisal guarantee. And like I said, the house should have appraised for what we listed it at all day, right? I can pull up houses the exact same that sold for more without any updates. So it's not like we're like pushing the market or like doing anything crazy, right? But obviously that's my opinion because it's our flip. But right, taking from 120 to let's say 85, that's a lot of money, right? And it's not, it doesn't make sense, right? If we were like overpriced, if our house was really worth 85 and we're just being stupid, throwing it up for 100, trying to get 120 for it, yeah, right? That's just being dumb. But we weren't. We actually really think that our house is worth that 120 because of obviously everything that's selling around it. Plus the house is like brand new, right? So anyway, those are some things you can do if your appraisal comes in low. And also you want to make sure that you have an agent that knows how to negotiate. And that's the biggest problem with agents. Anyone and their mom can go to do their 60 hours and now they're an agent and they think that they can negotiate, but they have no idea how to negotiate, right? So it's just important to have an agent that knows how to negotiate, right? Because mostly if you don't do this all the time, like me or anyone else that's doing it all the time, and I'm not saying like doing it all the time, you can be an agent and you can do it all the time and still be useless at negotiating. But yeah, so we'll just leave it at that. Make sure you find an agent that knows how to negotiate, and those are the few things that you want to do if an appraisal comes back low. Wah, wah, wah. So have a good one. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, hopefully we can close and I can give away that gift card, because there were some really close guesses on what that house was going to sell for, and that's our warrant flip if you're wondering. So see you on the next one.